1 in 8 mass shootings that took place between 1966 and today were at schools. Much of the debate today is whether or not to allow guns on college and university campuses where the students are older. ABC 2's Cassie Carlisle spoke with a Johns Hopkins professor on a new study that says allowing students and/or faculty to carry would be a bad idea.
On a college campus, students are able to vote. Some are old enough to drink and smoke, and of course, make all the decisions that go along with being an adult. But what about their Second Amendment to carry a gun on campus or to their dorm room? That's something lawmakers get to decide. College, a place students go to grow and learn, is now the center of the gun debate.
The only guns that are going to be able to stop that criminal from behaving illegally are guns that are going to be obtained legally.
Guns can be dangerous, and if you don't know how to use them, I mean, if you're trained, then it's completely different, but I would say your average, college student is not.
With 8 states adopting new legislation to allow legal gun carriers on campus, Johns Hopkins put together data on how effective guns on campus are in deterring crime.
There's really no reliable evidence that bringing guns onto campus would make a campus safer, and there's a lot of good reasons to think that bringing guns into a college environment could actually make that college less safe.
Professor Jan Vernick points to students having poor impulse control, experimenting with alcohol that can lead to binge drinking and high suicide rates, and the concerns of how to safely store a firearm.
It's just a recipe for disaster.
Students say some are capable and it would benefit their colleagues and teachers.
I believe that that would be a deterrent. If there was a criminal who was going to create a gun activity on a campus or a safe facility, to know that there were people who had guns and who were able to stop them from completing that activity, that would be a deterrent.
Statistics in the study found neither gun-free zones or right-to-carry laws appear to affect mass shootings in public spaces, and that a small percentage were stopped by a citizen who had a gun. Some say, what about police officers?
At my church back home, there's a couple people who are police officers or trained like I have no idea. But basically, there's always someone at Mass who does have a gun in case something does happen.
Officers tell us that if they have to assume that any student they encounter in some kind of altercation is armed, it'll be much more difficult for them to potentially de-escalate that altercation and maintain their own safety.
In Maryland, gun laws are strict, but right now colleges determine whether or not they allow guns on campus.
I don't expect the story of the risks that guns pose on campus to change very much. Since the 1980s, many states have made it much easier to carry a concealed weapon in public. But again, it's still only 8 states that allow guns on campus, and I don't think the risks are likely to change.
According to the Center for Disease Control, since 1993, homicides by firearms have gone down by 50%.